Special weekend greetings from Apex One Radio. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to this first segment of broadcast, which begins with a fresh edition of Apex Snapshots just on Apex One Radio. Saturday, the 22nd of February 2025. We are 2 days gone into the second month of the 2025th year after the birth of Christ. Beautiful Saturday here in Columbus, which is the chief city of the state of Ohio. We are in the Midwestern regions of the country. We are in the United States of America. Thank you so much. My name is Anas Kanjo. Marcel Agil is producing this show. He's doing that digitally from Waldshut in Germany. And so we're back on the airwaves, and it's a fresh edition of Snapshot, sports and community development version that is about to begin here on radio. And so it's a full house with this. Young, vibrant young men who have come here in the studio to talk about their more youth FC, and of course, you will get to know more about this group. And so, without much ado, we will start by receiving our guests on this platform, beginning from my extreme right. His name is Bruno Ngezem. Bruno, welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Ines. We're doing good.
Great. So, how was your week?
Oh, my week was pretty good.
Mhm.
And of course, knowing we are coming to present ourselves here
Mhm.
was a boost too. So I'm very happy that we're here today to say what we have.
Beautiful. And so, Bruno is the assistant organizer of the More Youth FC. Am I correct?
You're very correct.
So, as assistant organizer for More FC, Youth FC, what do you do precisely?
Yes, thank you, Ines. Mwvt FC.
Okay,
Yes,
speak on your mic.
Mwvt FC
Mhm.
is a social group. So we enhance unity. We bring our people together. Try to, America is a vast land where
Mhm.
we come from far in Cameroon. So being here as a group, we bring them together, unite them, create social activities where we meet as a people to socialize.
So you help to organize these activities, correct? Perfect. Right. Next to Bruno is let him introduce himself. How are you doing today? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ernest.
Mhm.
Called Christian Folomo. I am the organizer, working hand in gloves with Mr. Ngaisim
Mhm.
here present. Uh, it's my pleasure being here today.
Perfect. So Christian is the general organizer of the More Youth FC, which you'll be learning more about in this edition of Apex Snapshot Sports and Community Development version. Next to him is Roy. Roy is not new to Apex One Radio. Of course, he's a familiar face here. Roy belongs to that community, of course, and Roy is discipline master. That's what they told me, Roy.
Yes, Mr. Ernest, thank you so much for receiving me here
Mhm.
again. It's another day, and we are here to talk about this beautiful community where we come from
Mhm.
and the team that we've come to create here in the United States, Columbus to be specific,
Mhm.
and that we are growing so fast. So, as discipline, we are also a committee made up
Mhm.
of different members, and what we do is we ensure that the team serenity is always intact
Mhm.
at all time, ensuring that we go to the field and come back safely, ensure that no fightings, especially that's one of the things that we ensure that it doesn't happen. We know soccer is a game of passion, it's a game of tension,
Mhm.
and in order to maintain serenity, we have to have some rules that members need to follow.
Soccer is a game of passion. There is always tension as well during soccer. And so Roy ensures that discipline reigns within the ranks of the More Youth FC. We'll be talking about the expeditions in this edition of Snapshots on Apex One Region. Next to Roy is Bernard. Bernard, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Thank you, Mr. NS. My name is Bernard Njongo. As you rightly said, I am the head coach of Mwvt FC. I've been in that room for as long as the team has existed, either working as a head coach or assistant coach. So I've always been there,
Mhm.
making sure that I take the team to higher height. We
Mhm.
started from the base, we are building it up, and we are succeeding.
They are definitely succeeding. The reason why this year, the More Youth FC will be fielding itself at the Midwest Veterans Tournament that takes place in May. We'll be talking about that. Last but not the least, of course, from the top, because he is the general overseer. I'm talking about the president of this organization. Jevis, how are you doing today?
Thank you, Mr. Enos. Thank you for hosting us again today.
Mhm.
I'm doing very well.
All right. So, could you help introduce yourself better to our audience?
Yes, I'm Jarvis Jaffe, the president of this beautiful group, Mwvt FC. I'm happy to be here today to tell you what we got.
Mm. Beautiful. So we have five gentlemen here who have joined us in this studio to talk about the More Youth FC and their, their exploits here in the city of Columbus. For those of you just joined us, thank you so much and welcome to this special edition of Snapshots. Just on Apex One Radio, we are broadcasting from the United States of America. And but before we continue, I just want to make sure that from the pictures I saw earlier, you also have a female soccer team. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that, since we'll be focusing on the male one. But let's just use the opportunity for you guys to talk about the female soccer squad. How does it happen?
Okay. As a group,
Mhm.
we are delighted to present how our activities goes on here. So in Mogid FC, we don't only have a male team.
Mhm.
We have the female team also, which we encourage our women to be involved in sporting activities
Mhm.
and also in mental health activities. So the women from inception 2019
Mhm.
until date, they have been participating in competition here and out of Columbus. Um, recall in 2023 or so, our women went to Canada and they beat the Friend FC
Mhm.
Women of Canada. That's another Cameroonian team
Mhm.
based in London, Canada. So they took that trophy here, and they have been participating here in Columbus.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's what we do. And
Beautiful.
also we don't only concentrate on male and female, we also organize activities for our kids too.
Mhm.
Even the mothers, we organize during Mother's Day, we make sure we organize events for our mothers to promote them, to make them happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll be coming back to that. This is Apex Snapshots on Apex One Radio. Decor is planted and right on with our conversation with the More Youth FC of Columbus. And so, Columbus, Ohio is home to one of the fastest growing Cameroonian communities in the United States of America, with the sons and daughters of more villages playing a key role in this vibrant growth. So wherever they go, they take their culture along with them. The youths of the Mok clan in Cameroon are a living testimony to this truth. And so in Columbus, Ohio, they have built one of the largest, most vibrant and united Cameroonian communities here, which is a force to reckon with. Their deep attachment to their roots fuels their passion, and they have found a powerful way to bond. That is sports, especially football. Call it soccer soccer if you wish. And so, like we said earlier on, they have a male and, of course, a female football team, which have been making great waves, especially within the local community, taking part in local competitions and even abroad, because as he just mentioned, the female team has even had to compete with other teams, especially in Canada. And so they will be fielding in a team at the 2025 edition of the Midwest Veterans Tournament as well. And that will be a pride for the More Youth FC. So, what drives this organization? When was it created? How far has it gone? What future do these young men envisage for More Youth FC? This and more are what we'll be finding out in this edition of Snapshots on Apex One Radio. Once again, thank you so much and welcome on board. So we have the president, Jervis Njoffi, who is joining us on the show. He's just introduced himself. There is Christian, Bernard, Roy, and of course, Bruno. Once again, gentlemen, you are welcome. Right. So it will be important to establish this conversation by knowing exactly where the Mo clan is situated in Cameroon and how many villages make up this clan and which are these villages. I don't know who would want to take that question. Maybe the president or whoever wants to take it. So tell us about the Mo clan. Where are these people situated geographically, and which are the villages that make up this clan? Who wants to go? Go ahead, Bruno.
Thank you very much for the wonderful question. The Mok clan.
Adjust your mic, please. Yeah, go ahead.
The Mok clan is in Cameroon, precisely southwest. The Mok clan is made up of 4 different villages.
Okay.
Which is the Mogli, Moglilia, Moglita,
Mhm.
the Mok Fosamode.
Okay.
So, as a clan, they are very similar in their activities, cultural differences are just likely the same. The language, the kind of traditional dances, the practices. So that's one of the common activities that bind us together as a clan. So more particularly, it's they originate from the same forefathers.
Okay.
So that's why you see them burning up here in Columbus, Ohio, and America as a whole. So that's where more particularly originates.
What is the principal occupation of the people from this clan?
Thank you. The principal occupation for these people, or our people, it's agriculture.
Agriculture.
Yes,
Okay.
so our parents are much more in agriculture, farming, rearing of domestic animals. This is what most of
And what do they produce? Cash crops or crops for subsistence?
Yes, they go into cocoyam,
Okay.
potatoes, coffee, cocoa, just to name a few. In animals, they go with the rare cows, pigs, yes, and even rearing some of these animals they get from the bushes. Yes, so those are the kind of cash crop or the kind of lifestyle, and most of them also live in hunting, like hunting animals for survival. So this is the kind of activities that goes on in that particular clan.
Okay, that's beautiful. And let somebody else tell us about the language people from this clan speak.
Okay, please, before that, I want to add something to what he said.
Yes.
We are an agricultural clan, and the sad reality is that most of these crops that we cultivate and export to different towns in Cameroon, like Douala, Yaoundé, even to Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and Chad.
Okay.
But the sad reality now is that most reporters say that these crops are from Chad.
Okay.
So we are here to correct that impression. Cabbages, potatoes, cocoyams, leeks, and what have you. They are planted, they are cultivated in Mog as a whole.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, it's good to learn that. About the language. What language do these villages speak?
We speak the Mog language,
Okay.
and the language is similar. It's
So we're talking about the four
the
villages.
four
They speak the
villages.
same language.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's
As he
beautiful.
rightly said, we were from the same ancestor.
Hmm.
Say that.
Hmm. But we've seen how over time, certain villages that belong to one clan have, divided themselves, right? But with yours, it's not the case. We we see an example of unity, very strong bond. People who come from this clan are so strong. You feel their presence. They are one. So, what accounts for this unity?
All right, let me take that.
Mhm.
Um, First of all, the way we live, the villages are very close to each
Each
other.
other.
First of all, without necessary some physical boundaries that can distinguish them,
Mhm.
and a lot of intermarriages makes this possible
Okay.
because we feel free to get married to either of the villages because the culture, tradition, everything is the same.
Mhm.
So this makes it very difficult for some people, like the children that are coming up now, whose parents are from either of the villages. It will be difficult for them to pick a particular village that I belong to.
Mhm.
So that makes it very difficult for us to kind of be separated. And also the love that we saw when growing from our parents, how they help each other. I'll take an example of the markets that we have, and most of these villages, they come to buy and sell in this market,
Mhm.
and coming together that way makes it possible for them to trade among themselves, and things like this can only help them to bond more. And we're
Mhm.
just copying that here in the United States, and coming here in a land where we are strangers. It's just been normal for us to stick together so
Mhm.
we can help each other to keep growing.
Mm. Beautiful. We are speaking about the more youths in Columbus, Ohio, who bond themselves through sports and other cultural activities. They are in Columbus, Ohio, in their numbers. Wonderful community that has excelled in so many things, especially unity. That unity which a lot of African communities really don't find. But then this group is exemplary, and it's a leading example in this quality. This is Snapshots on Apex One Radio. We are live from the United States of America. It's exactly 1 minute to 12 here in the studio. So, do you have any idea of how many more people are in the United States of America? The question may sound bizarre, but if you want to estimate, how many of you are in this country?
It will really be difficult to give an exact number because we haven't done any census yet.
Right.
We hope in the future we might be able to do that.
Mhm.
But we can talk about Columbus, where we have a team like Mwvt FC, which unites the four villages that we have here. And we are looking at every Sunday, we've been pulling a population of not less than 400 to 500 every Sunday to
Wow.
come and watch the soccer tournament that we have.
Mhm.
So
And these are for the people who even come to watch the tournament. We're not talking about the ones who are at home.
yes, these are people that find themselves every Sunday
Okay.
in the field. We are not talking about those that are unable to make it.
Right.
Yes, because Mwvt FC is a team, it's a community team,
Mm.
and we count even those that are not maybe players as members.
Mhm.
So all these people that come together every Sunday to get themselves entertained,
Mm.
we're looking at 400 to 500 every Sunday. So
Wow. That's interesting. But I hope you have plans to maybe do a census eventually.
yes, we
Mm.
would definitely think about that because looking at the way our community is
It's
growing,
growing,
we
right?
strongly believe that in the future we will not only limit ourselves to maybe just soccer. We will look at other social activities that we can do.
Mhm.
We do not promote only physical education, but we promote mental education
Mhm.
and so on. So in the near, if there is a possibility that other people, when I talk of other people, maybe the county or the state of Ohio can help us get this information, come in support to us in making the association bigger than what it is. We'll really be glad, because we are an NGO and we are open to getting support from people that want to see us grow.
Right, and just to chime in with that, so you're saying that this organization is registered as a non-profit.
Correct.
Okay, 501c3.
Correct.
Perfect. You're listening to Snapshot on Apex One Radio. For those of you joining us on our respective social media platforms, thank you so much. We're speaking to a wonderful community. The leaders of that community, of course, they are all young people, young in their ages, but very advanced in terms of reasoning and community development, and of course, ideologically very strong, because the drive, yes, is a wonderful lesson. Nobody who lives in Columbus and comes from the larger Cameroonian community doesn't know about this group. It's grown over time, and it's I can press my fingers on the table to say is one of the leading Cameroonian communities, not just in Central Ohio, but in the country, right? And so, for those of you joining us, once again, thank you so much. So let us narrow it down to sports, and of course football, which you guys practice as a way of strengthening that bond. And so we have the more, how do you call it, how do you pronounce it, mock,
Which means
mock.
fire.
That means fire.
Yeah.
Okay, right, that's interesting. But the football club itself, how do you pronounce it?
Mwvt FC.
Mwvt FC. Perfect. Right, how old is this club? Maybe the coach can answer that question. How old is this club?
This team created in 2019. So
Okay.
when we started coming together, because we saw that need.
Speak on the mic.
Yeah, this team was created in 2019. We came together. We started seeing the need to exercise. When we come from Cameroon, a lot back there we do a lot of activities that involve a lot of movement.
Mhm.
Then when we come over here, a lot of people get jobs that they sit around a lot. During the jobs, there is limited movement. So we needed that avenue where we could meet, we could exercise, we could shake off some of the stress. So
Right.
we came together in 2019 just by organizing training session. Hey, can we, because we come from this community, and we meet at Westerville on this date and play together?
Mhm.
And then that's how the idea all started.
Wow, that's interesting, and we'll get to know more about that. Just to announce this special event that is coming up, it's a free Women's Day special event organized by the Just Like You Global Foundation. It takes place on March the 8th this year. That is Saturday, March the 8th. It will take place at 480 Rocky Boulevard, VD, that is in Ghana. It's going to take place on the 8th of March, like I said, beginning from 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So if you are a woman, you are a young girl, please join your counterparts at Ghana on March the 8th for this Great Women's Day event that will be full of fun activities and, of course, learning activities as well. So there will be love, there will be laughter, there will be music, food, drinks, and of course, education. So if you want to be part of this event, you're advised by the organizers to scan the QR code and the Répondez s'il vous plaît code so that you can be part of this event. We'll come back to that. This is Snapshots on Apex One Radio. If you are just joining us, thank you so much. We're speaking with the Mwvt FC, and they're live here in the studio. So explain how this club came about. And by the way, tell us how this idea nurtured. Is it like a few people came together, thought about it, then brought in other people, and the idea developed?
Yes, a few people came together,
Mhm.
and then we initially started, like I said, playing together
Mhm.
every Wednesday and Sunday back then. And the more we played together, the more we saw that need,
Okay.
yes, to grow the team.
Mhm.
We let a lot of people know. We created a WhatsApp group, and then we reach out to people. And then subsequently, we started creating positions because we saw the need to have like a financial secretary.
Mhm. To
We need
organize
we need
yourselves.
funds. We need to buy the ball. We need to buy the training equipment.
Mhm.
So we created a position of financial secretary, treasurer, and then the president, then the coach, and then before we knew it, we started competing with other people.
Mm.
Initially, there was no actual plan,
Okay.
but it was developing as we were going, and then we were adapting, and the group has grown to one of the biggest groups in Columbus today.
Perfect. I can confirm that. A fortnight ago, I was speaking with the veterans of Columbus, and they are another group of 75 people. And so I said, if you have 75 young, you know, people in a group, we can carve out up to four, uh, five teams from that group, given that everyone loves the game. Tell me, how many teams do you have from these over 500 people you're talking about who are so interested in soccer, who go to the field every Sunday to watch soccer? How many teams can you cover from that group, or how many do you have? Because I do understand that you've become competitive over the year, and you cannot rely on just one team. There should be a team A, maybe a team B, and of course, maybe a third team. Do you have just one team?
Uh, we currently, when we are going out for a competition, of course we will go with one team,
Okay.
and that's just because we don't want to compete against ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, we even have a law that as a Mwvt FC player, you cannot play with another team to compete us.
Mhm.
Yeah, so because of that, when we are going out for a competition, we come out with one solid, strong team. But within
Okay.
us, I'll take an example of this year. Last year, 2024, we had 4 teams, and each team was made up of at least 25 players.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we were to divide that into teams, like you said,
Mhm.
that would be more than 8 teams.
Okay.
That's what we're going to have. I mean, people who are actively playing and who
Mhm.
want to play. There are people who like playing, but they're not ready to show up every Sunday.
Mhm.
Those people, we cannot really count them as players, but actively, those who are willing and able to come every Sunday and play. This year, we might be looking at having 8 teams that will compete within us.
So we're talking about different teams of 11 players each that can conveniently compete and, you know, come out with good results.
Exactly. And we can just take one of those teams to compete within the Cameroonian community.
Wow, that is interesting. But tell me, what is the criteria you use to select players who would represent you? Because this thing started as a joke, but it's getting really, really serious and competitive. The National Veterans Tournament is coming up. The Midwest Veterans Tournament is coming up, and you'll be fielding a team, which means that it's going places.
Yes, I'll answer that question.
Mhm.
For any competition, for a coach like me, I always, first of all, we look at the work rate of each player because we're so many.
Mhm.
And when we are going out to play, I always encourage everybody to work hard
Mhm.
because I need everybody.
Okay.
Yes, you just never can tell who will show up, who will not actually show up because
Mhm.
this America, some people, what will make them not to show up on day one, they might show up on day two. But whatever the case, I usually select my team based on hard work. Yes, if you're working hard and
Just keep talking. You probably just have to have your. Go ahead.
okay, so my team selection is usually based on hard work,
Mhm.
because the coaching staff, as a coaching staff, we are made up of a team. I'm the head coach. We have the physical trainers. Yes, and there's also the assistant coach. So when we go to train, we first of all do some physical training, running around the pitch, exercising. Before playing the ball is the last thing that we
Mhm.
do. So before we leave the pitch, so my players, I usually encourage them. We play friendly games to see who's improving, who is not improving, see areas where we need to they need to improve
Mhm.
before any competition.
Mhm. I will stay with Bernard, the coach, because I want to find out if you have any players within your team who have played professional football. Within the ranks of veterans, we have such, right? So do you have some players who have uh, played professional football at any level? It could be third division in Cameroon, it could be some third division in Europe, or something like that.
Uh, as of now, we don't actually have one who has played like that, but I think we have players that have dreamed to play like that. It didn't work. So,
Okay.
and then we also have players that are still aiming to maybe one day be professional footballers because they're actually young in their 18s,
Mhm.
19s, and they are playing very well. There's one of them, we'll come to that during the tournament. He here in Columbus, he was the best player of the tournament.
Mhm.
So we have players that we don't have those players that have played professional football, but we have players that want to be like that, who are dreaming to be professional footballers.
Mhm.
Yes.
Beautiful. This is Apex Radio. We are broadcasting from the United States of America. We are receiving key leaders of the Mwvt FC here in the studio on this special Apex Snapshots edition, the one on February the 22nd, 2025. There is Bruno, Christian, we have Bert, we have Roy, we have Jervis, the president. I'll tend to Jervis. We'll come back to football. But Jervis, I would like to know at this point how you get this group organized so that they are able to produce the necessary results. Roy mentioned discipline a while ago. Discipline is extremely important. But what about the resources? Because they also need resources, human resources, financial resources, material resources, and so on. So how do you get all of this together and ensure that you have a group that is ready for anything?
Thank you so much for that question. I've been here since since day one, and
Mhm.
it hasn't been easy. But with love and unity, everything is possible.
Mhm.
We started with nothing, not even up to a full team, but because we got each other's back, when we need something, we put our heads together like a family. We usually come up with it. Like I can say from the jersey, we started with bibs. I think we have like 15 pairs of jerseys and counting. We cannot even count the balls.
Wow.
And we are still trying to get more through love and unity, helping each other. And this soccer group is not just soccer. We still do solidarity in time of need. If you lost your parent, a child, or God forbid, we still come out in our numbers to support you. So it's through helping, elevating each other that we have come this far. Thank you.
Wow, that's interesting. We're talking with key leaders of the more youth. We have Coach Bernard, who is here. Discipline Master Roy Fosia is here. Bruno is here, and Christian. They do organize, activities for this group, and of course, they are led to the studio by the president. Jervis, special greetings to the entire community here in Central Ohio. And of course, we're looking forward to, seeing a lot of what they still have off their sleeves. This is Snapshots on Apex One Radio. Still to come, we talk about the Midwest Veteran Tournament and just how this group is preparing for that great events. But in April this year, precisely on April the 5th, the Liberian community will be presenting one of its great products by some sons and daughters of Liberia. We're talking about When Love Happens. It's a new movie which will premiere here in Columbus, Ohio on the 5th of April this year. And that event is being organized by Emmanuel Paye. And we'll be talking more about that in subsequent broadcasts here on Apex One Radio. And so that film will be coming to your cinemas in March and April this year. But Columbus will host the first premiere, at least as far as the USA premiere of that movie is concerned, and that will be at the Phoenix Lennox 24 Theater. It takes place on April the 5th, as we said. So tickets are already on sale, and there will be a red carpet for that event. So for tickets, you can call 614 804 7909. That is also the Cash App and Zelle number if you intend to buy your tickets. Regular tickets will be sold for $50 and the VIP for $100. So you don't want to miss that film premiere, which will take place at the Phoenix Lennox 24th Theater. The title again is When Love Happens. All right, we're back with that story, and we're back in the studio with our guests who are here with us. At this point, I would like us to present the first 11 of the more UCFC. So if there is a competition this afternoon and you say this is the first 11 we're going to present, these young players, let's know them.
Thank you, Mr. Ernest. Actually, for a team like Mwvt FC, that I encourage competition among the players.
Mhm.
There is no starting 11
Okay.
as far as nobody knows if they are going to start or not.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't intend to ever make that public because and I have a reason for that as a manager.
Okay.
The lineup, I usually declare my lineup on match day
Mhm.
and on the field based on the availability of the players.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you just go ahead and say, okay, today I'm going to, this is my first 11, another player is going to think that I might not play and will not come to the field.
Okay.
And then you go to the field, you won't see people. So I always encourage everybody to come and tell everybody you have the chance.
Mhm.
And it all depends on you. Just work hard. You get your chance.
That will probably also depend on how much training you've put in with the players. How often do you train?
Actually, we train every Sunday.
Okay.
That is fixed every season. Like right now, we're training every Sunday
Uh-huh.
on the east side of town. We are playing indoor soccer.
Mhm.
We play among ourselves. And then in the summer, we are going to play. We're going to go out maybe in early April. We start playing till May when we start competing and playing friendly games and then play our own competition. But then we can sometimes we organize extraordinary training sessions
Mhm.
that can take place during the week depending on the games that we have coming up.
Christian, I would suspect that one of the things you do is to ensure that people participate in so many things, including training, because that's part of organization. We are in a country where everyone is busy doing one or two things, going to work and so on. But you still have to train so you put up a good performance. So how do you ensure that the players are able to attend training as an organizer?
Thank you, Mr. Ennis. It is our duty to participate in Mwvt FC. So we make sure each and every one of us registered member do participate in training. So we encourage everybody to make their schedules in the way that permit them
Okay.
to always take part in our competition. As the coach rightly said, we have competitions that we do during summer, apart from friendlies and so on. So this competition started far back in 2022 with the Decos Cup, and where teams participate, compete against each other. And with this competition, it encourage most of us to be able to participate in trainings and other activities we do carry out here.
We'll come back to the competitions, but I also like to know how, as far as team management is concerned, we also do understand that health is extremely important. But sports health is different. The sports medicine is different from ordinary medicine. So, how do you ensure that and make sure that your players are in good health if they sustain injuries, they are properly treated, and because you gradually going professional, which means that aspect of it has to be professionalized as well.
Yeah. We we had a doctor, and though we didn't hire him, but what's the name?
Dr.
Dr.
Ikiti.
Ekiti.
Dr. Ekiti. He
Okay.
has been there with us, and much that we try to have an insurance company to cover us. We are still in the process of doing that.
Okay.
Uh, since 2019, we've had until date we've had a series of injuries in the field, but that has been covered by the contribution among us.
Okay.
Yeah, so for that reason, we try to get an insurance company for that,
Mhm.
and the process is still going on, and we hope we'll have that. Uh,
In
Ju-
addition to what my brother just said right
Mhm.
now, we have a first aid box that has been provided by the team as a whole. In addition to the first aid box, we always get each other's back, as our president, Mr. Jervis, rightly said. So
Mhm.
we make sure we caution players not to play that too hard. So for you to go into any injury, if you find out, you better leave the board and hurting your own brother.
Mhm.
So that's how we get each other's back. In addition to what Mr. My brother said right now, we also encourage people by giving trophies after a tournament, after football, after each of the games. We call best player of the match. Some envelopes have been given to them in order to encourage them.
Mhm.
On most occasions, we also provide meat, drinks around the field, so
Mhm.
it can also encourage boost some morale for people to always be present. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, just to add to what my brothers just said, we have so many healthcare professionals who always render free services
Okay.
to soccer players. Yeah, most of them. And I want to use this opportunity again to thank Dr. Itiki, who has been with us. He's been selfless. He loves us. We love him. He's been with us for a long time, rendering free services. So just to thank him.
and Mr. Pierre Roger too,
Okay.
Tapiro, he has been helpful to us. So.
Mhm. That's beautiful. This is Apex Snapshots on Apex One Radio. We are speaking to this young yet dynamic and vibrant group that has been in the headlines in this community, at least within the past couple of years. We're talking about the More Youth FC. They have created their mark, and they have become a very big voice in the community. This is Snapshots on Apex One Radio. This year, precisely in May, Columbus will be hosting the Midwest Veterans Tournament, and we'll be having a dozen clubs taking part in that competition, among which will be the more youths. How prepared are they? That's what we'll be finding out right ahead this edition of Snapshot. Special good morning to Dr. Lizzie Bronte, organizer of the Special Women's Day event, which takes place on March the 8th this year. And remember, we said women who intend to participate must scan the QR code, and of course the répondez s'il vous plaît code, to be able to be part of that event, which takes place on March the 8th this year. Of course, it's a free event, lots of fun. There will be love, laughs, Music, food, drinks, education is organized by the global, by the just like you global foundation, with sponsors such as Rex Olympic, GSO, and of course others. Snapshots on Apex One Radio. It's exactly 5 minutes to one here in the studio. For those of you just joined us, thank you so much. Before we talk about the Midwest Veterans Tournament that is coming up, let's talk about the competitions that you take part in within Columbus. So tell us about some of these competitions.
Yes, I will answer that. I will start with the very first competition that we took part in that had other teams competing, and it was in 2020.
Okay.
The Cameroon football tournament was played at Thompson Park.
Okay.
Yes, that was the very first, and our team was still very young at that time.
Okay.
Yes, so that was our first. Then after that,
And what was the outcome?
the outcome, I think we didn't make it to the finals. There were just 4 teams, so 2 teams went to the final.
Okay.
Yes, it was the veteran, the Northside Boys.
Mhm.
No, the veterans, Mwvt FC, the Lions. There were just 3 teams.
Okay.
I don't think there was the 4th.
there were
Yeah.
20.
Yes. And then the next tournament that we participated in and was a success was in 2023
Okay.
in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yes.
That was out of Columbus.
Yes, out of Columbus.
Okay.
Yes, we went down there. They invited us. It was a 1-day competition. We went there and then we won the finals. It was played against Tapachula FC.
Mhm.
The team is based in Cincinnati. And then in 2024, and the same 2023, another tournament was organized here in Columbus by Smith. We know him in Columbus as El Smito.
Mhm.
And we participated in that tournament. We played the finals against the Northside Boys, and then we lost the finals on penalties. And last year, 2024, the Northside Boys organized a tournament here. There were 12 teams in that tournament. Teams coming from Maryland, Chicago, Michigan, Cincinnati, to join, add up to the Northside Boys, veterans, Rangers, and the Lions of Columbus. And then we won that finals. So it was a tough one, but we made it to the final. Still with Tapachula FC from Cincinnati, and we beat them the second time.
We are looking about 5 major tournaments that you've taken part in over the years, winning some, of course.
And yes, I'm not forgetting Canada as well. We have been there twice.
Okay, wow,
Yes,
that's
there's a
interesting.
team in London, Canada, Ontario, called France FC.
Okay.
Yes, the first time
Of
we
course,
went there,
you're
France FC. The first time we went there was just a friendly. I think the second time was just a friendly game. The first time was a tournament as well.
Let me know from the discipline master. This is really serious, and when you guys are going out, I guess you're going out to achieve results. So how do you get the players disciplined to a point where we are playing a match tomorrow? Everybody has to maybe obtain sound sleep, rest well to be able to play the match properly, or avoid maybe alcohol or things like that. So how do you get these boys disciplined, Roy?
Okay. First of all, you need to come to one of our games to see the ambience, to see how passionate people are about this football, to see how we want to meet each other every Sunday. That love that we have among ourselves is one of the main pushing factors that we have. And for that reason, we always want to win. We always want to be at the top. So every player is motivated, even those that are not playing. They are always there. When we travel, it's not everybody that is traveling to play. People are using this as an opportunity also to have some mini vacations. So these are all things that motivate people to travel all the way to Cincinnati and to Canada to play. So we've been encouraging people to come together, because when we come far to this country, it's difficult to really meet people every day. So we encourage, most especially the young people, ladies and gentlemen, to come together, know each other, and why not get partners from there. That's one of the things that I've seen this team build. I know, I personally know 3 couples that met in the field, and today they're happily married. So
Right.
those are sort of things that will motivate people to want to be there all the time when we call.
All right, just to add, we're talking about 400 to 500 people here in Mwvt FC in Columbus here. So everybody wants to play, to be part of the competition when we are going out. As the coach stated, that only one team usually participates. So you will not want to take alcohol and don't be selected.
Right.
So there's this self-discipline, first of all. And most of us are matured enough. Yeah.
I also want to learn about the motivation you get from from spectators, from onlookers, from the other people who are not playing. We've seen how other such associations are now using women as backup to, to come around and do other stuff. Just how much support do you get from the community? And your own people, like how much do they show up to provide support, and what kind of support do they give you precisely?
All right, let me take that. As we said, our organization is a non-profit, and for that reason, we solely rely on members. And when you look at our organization, most of the sponsors are not even those that play. They are I'll say the elders in the community that love what we're doing, that they want us to come together. And for this reason, they do it. Like the organizer mentioned earlier on, when we started our own tournament in 2022, Mr. Deco, we had a Deco's Cup, which was donated by Mr. Deco and supported by the team members. 2023, we had Mr. Jurista, who also stood up to sponsor the tournament and was supported by the team. 2024, because we had so many people who were willing to do it, it was very difficult to pick out somebody to be a main sponsor. So we decided to make it a Mwvt FC Cup and have sponsors. And we had 2 major sponsors, Yellow and Sons, and then we had Mwvt's Corner. Those were Mwvt's and Sons Kitchen, something like that, which the 2 were the main sponsors. And behind that, we also had other business people, because we also encourage businesses, our members to get into businesses. So we encourage people who own little businesses to come up and chip in something to support, and that's how we are able to raise these funds. And members are always willing to chip in these little things that they can do to make the competition successful and make it more entertaining as days are going by.
Right. And to the organizers, so each time you achieve a good result, maybe winning a trophy, and you get back home, how do you celebrate? Do you organize something around it? Because we come from a country that loves to celebrate success.
We have celebration every day. So when we win a trophy, there's ambiance everywhere, especially when we won that trophy in Indiana. It has been noise every day. So we do celebrate, and I just want to seize this opportunity to do a free advert. I hope
Go ahead.
I want to promote Yellow and Sons Enterprise and Mwvt's Corner. She deals with food. If you need any type of food, contact Mwvt. I don't have a phone number right here with me. That's just a free advice. Thank you.
Perfect. This is Snapshots on Apex One Radio. We're doing the sports and community development edition or version with young leaders of the Mwvt FC who have come here to talk about that organization that goes beyond soccer, but that exemplifies unity, a very strong bond which is being observed in the entire community. The team has been around for a couple of years now. It's growing. They've been taking part in competitions, one of which is the Midwest Veterans Tournament that comes up in the next couple of weeks, hosted by Columbus. And we are told that the Mwvt FC will be taking part as well. Tell us about how you were contacted for the Midwest Veterans Tournament.
Because of the way we respect the veteran, we respect our members, because of the love we show towards our members, because of the growth, the veterans of Columbus thought it necessary to invite us, and we accepted the invitation with joy, and we are ready to go there and try to win the cup.
Right. So that tournament takes place from May the 25th or May the 23rd to May the 25th as a prelude to a bigger tournament, which is the National Veterans Tournament that comes up in Columbus in August of this year. That event is expected to pull over 10,000 people to this city for the very first time. The bid to host that tournament was won sometimes last year by the veterans of Columbus. But then Columbus is currently preparing for the Midwest version of that tournament. What does it mean to you as the Mwvt FC to be part of such a big football festival that is going to take place in the next couple of months?
First of all, we cannot just ignore the impact that the population we have can have on such a tournament, because based on our understanding, when a veteran tournament is coming to a city like Columbus, it doesn't just mean football, it means businesses that are going to be promoted and so on. So with this population and the veterans considering us being part, we are gladly going there to make sure that everything that they want to promote come to reality. And also we've had members, because we are just as our name says, Mwvt FC, we are very young. Most of us are below the veterans age, apart from the elders that I mentioned earlier. A majority of us are very young, and some who are older that meet criteria of veterans have been advocating for us to have a veterans team based on our numbers. And when we saw this opportunity, we were like, why not? Why not get those people to get their feet back on? Because our competition have become so competitive that some of those people are unable to play within our competition again.
Okay.
So we were kind of moving away from our goal, which is to keep fit. So this is an opportunity for those veterans among us to also go out there and keep fit.
So let me ask a fun question. So you guys are not veterans yet, but you'll be taking part in this competition, correct?
Correct. Because we do have members that meet that criteria of 35 and above.
Okay. So another team would think that if they go there and grab this trophy, that would not be showing respect to the veterans, because, well, as a matter of fact, it's the veterans tournament. But if you have the opportunity of winning this Midwest veterans tournament thing, will you do that?
Of course, we'll be happy.
We beat the veterans of Columbus, I think, twice.
Okay.
So there's no big deal. Grabbing the tournament from the cup from the Midwest tournament. We have our eyes on the prize.
They will certainly take that with fair play, correct? Okay. Right. So that's a challenge, but of course it's fair play. It's football. Whoever plays the better team should win. But of course it's going to be a beautiful thing that will happen in Columbus in May this year, especially to see other local football teams taking part in such a big much publicized tournament. But coach, how are you preparing for this? Because you say you want to grab that trophy. How are you preparing for this?
We were talking about, yes, this is our first time trying to participate in a tournament as veterans. We have been playing with veterans, but we have not been playing with them as veterans.
Correct.
So it's the first time we are going to do that. So we, among ourselves, we have already come out with the list of people who are eligible. They know themselves. We have made the funds available. We did some contributions to register the team because we need to pay some registration fees, not
Right.
for free.
Mhm.
So, and from now, the indoors tournament that we are playing, I've started encouraging players, those that were not participating,
Mhm.
maybe because of work or because they are supposed to participate, or one or two reasons, to create time.
Right.
Yeah, to start exercising, coming to play there before we go outdoors, maybe in April, and then we continue on there to get ourselves ready.
Mhm.
Yes, so I know we are starting. We I would say we're already at a disadvantage because we don't have a build-up veteran team. It's just something we are coming together with it, but
Mhm.
you just never can tell.
Right.
And then this is just going to be another opportunity for Mwvt FC to create connections with other teams that are going to come from outside of Columbus,
Mhm.
and then maybe subsequently we go play against them. They come play against us.
Mhm.
Then who knows? Other people within the teams will create connections.
Mhm.
So it's a big opportunity for us.
Let me turn to the organizers to talk about logistics. Logistically, how are you preparing for this big tournament? New jerseys, new boots, and new material.
Yeah, for that we already have all those in place.
Mhm.
Uh, we just waiting for the tournament. Everything
Okay.
is in place.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just want to use this opportunity to encourage all those who meet that criteria to join the moving train.
Mhm. Wow. That's interesting. This is Apex Snapshots on Apex One Radio. We are live from the United States of America. Thank you so much if you are just joining us. We are receiving the More Youth FC here in this studio. And among other things, we're talking about how prepared they are for the Midwest Veterans Tournament that is coming up in May. There is still much time and much water still has to flow under the bridge before we get to that to that tournament. A special good morning to the veterans of Columbus who have a very huge responsibility this year, having to face the organization of the National Veterans Tournament. It's not a joke. But then the community is right here to support them. And we love the solidarity because there are other football organizations, including the one we are receiving in the studio today, that are there to support them. All right. You guys have spoken as if, like, one would go the impression that it's all rosy, it's all positive. Like, I mean, no issues. But I would imagine that every human organization has problems, has challenges, and so on. What are some of the challenges you face as a football organization?
Okay, yeah, like you said, it's not always smooth, and we've had our challenges, especially knowing that people are different. Though we are from the same community, we have different ways of thinking, and we know generally managing people is difficult.
Right.
So kudos to those who have been at the head of this team from day one. Um, uh, Having this number, we started. The president mentioned earlier, we didn't have a full team. We had to add a lady to make 12 players to play a game when we started. So from then, we've grown to the number of teams I mentioned earlier, making the population so much that we need to re-strategize. The way we used to manage 10 people is no more the way we are managing 400, 500 people. So we have challenges like that. And in the field, we have issues of playing time, which is one of the reasons why our tournament started. We don't just focus on playing like the Cameroon tournament or other tournament. We focus on also playing within ourselves to make sure that players are having playing time to keep our goal of keep fit in place. Discipline is one challenge that we have, and we've really been having this for a while, especially when it comes to our day of play. We know we don't just go out there to play. We have businesses that are going on in the field, and that comes with littering and so on. So that's been one thing that we try to encourage our members to make sure that everywhere we go,
Clean
we
up.
keep the place clean, to ensure that we still keep that image that we have, which is a unified community that is growing. So we have challenges that are financial challenges. We also have them, managing this number of people, getting the JCs that the number of JCs that we currently have that the president mentioned. It's not easy to have the funds, but we want to thank our members for always making sure that they come up with something for us to get these JCs. Also, traveling out of state is also one thing that those that go, they sacrifice a lot, and we cannot ignore that. It's tough, but those that go to represent the team, kudos to them. We pray that they keep on doing that.
And I know you have a vision to grow, to expand. And you just mentioned JCs. Are you thinking of maybe contracting a sports where company at some point, so they could be supplying JCs to you? Are you thinking of that already, or that is too big to think about now?
Like I mentioned earlier, we encourage our businesses, and we are lucky to have some members who are into things like that already. So we have one of our members, Mr. Tapiro, who most of the time supply us the JCs.
Okay.
And he does that at a very affordable price. So for now, we are contented with that. But looking at the number, how it's growing, if for some reason we have to stand and buy maybe 10 pairs of JCs at once, depending on the number of teams that we have. If he's unable to do that, then we will go that route. But for now, we are contented with what we are having within. That's also a way to encourage his business.
We'll definitely talk about what the vision, like what the coach expects to see this team look like in the next couple of years. In the next couple of years. But for now, I would like us to look at the track record. What are some of the results you've had which you always feel proud to talk about?
Okay, thank you very much for this. I would say this tournament, we mentioned some 2 tournaments earlier that we participated in that I'm very proud of. The tournament in Indianapolis, the first thing is because it was our first out-of-state tournament. We went down there, and when we show up at the field, we looked like the underdogs. Yes, but at the end of the day, we came home with the trophy. So I'm really proud of that achievement and of the players who showed up. And also, last year during the Northside Boys tournament, I am also proud of those results because it was not easy to play 4 games in a day. Yes, and I'm also really proud of our women for the support because they're always out there cheering for us during these competitions. And sometimes they cook for us, they bring some food, some snacks to the pitch, to the field, and then after the game, the players, everybody, we all share, and then we eat. So I'm really proud of that.
Technically speaking, what are some of the things you intend to improve within the team? Maybe goalkeeping, maybe get more strikers, defenders, midfielders. What are the weaknesses so far?
The number 1 challenge I face with the team is the fitness issue.
Okay.
Yes, we are in America where I would say the diets that we have out here are not the best. And a lot of people, because of the nature of their work or how their work schedule, can't really keep up with the training sessions. Then you end up in a situation where you find a very good player being physically unfit. Yeah, because of work and all those. So that's the number 1 challenge I face with that. I don't need to go outside of Mwvt FC to look for specific players to bring in. We already have those qualities in the team. It's just the training and improvement that we need. And goalkeeping wise, is the same issue. We have had issues we have good goalkeepers, then they run out of shape. So we just have to keep doing it. Yes, we have good players, good defenders, they run out of shape. But if I can bring them back to the pitch and they get back and start training hard because they have the technicalities, they can still take their place. So
Beautiful. Before I come back to the president, let me go back to the organizers to find out what vision they have as far as uh, organizing stuff around this is concerned. Because we're talking about times when marketing is important, branding is important. You need to sell this organization out there. So, what plans do you have as far as organizing events around this project? Events that can sell your organization more. Do you have such discussions within the group?
Yes, we are actually still growing, and we are looking forward to organize events that, as we stated earlier, it is a non-governmental organization, and um, we don't have funds. So we're looking forward to organizing events that could raise us funds to be able to carry out projects that we have.
Yeah, in addition to what my brother just said
Mhm.
here, we we aspire to make this group greater by advertising ourselves culturally, because culture is a principal thing that bonds us together. Secondly, we understand that America loves unity, so we are here as a people. It's not only about Mwvt FC. We have some other people who are not of the Mok clan who are also members. So unity is our primordial word, and we are here too to encourage people to join us, see what we are capable of in the following years.
Mhm.
And again, we have every end of year celebration which we organize too, that helps people relax at the end of every tournament or soccer games. So each and everyone comes. We invite other cultural groups to dance their traditional dancing. Songs are sung in order to make the group boom.
Mhm. Jarvis, you are the president of this group. Tell us about what you have as vision for this group. You were there from inception, but now we're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. Where do you see this group, especially as the captain on board?
Yeah, we have a vision. Our vision is to promote health through sport, to strengthen the bond of love we have amongst us.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think it's been a success because we are brothers keeper. That's why we are growing, and this is what I want to see. Even after my mandate, I want to see it grow further and further.
All right, that's interesting. We'll be taking the last word from each one here before we run off this edition of Snapshots on Apex One Radio. What are some of the competitions that are coming up which you may want to share with the public? Do you have any competitions coming up apart from the veterans tournament which we just talked about?
Yes, one competition that is certain is our own competition amongst ourselves,
Okay.
and it's coming up. We usually will draw up the schedule by May, and it will start by June,
Mhm.
and we'll run throughout the summer. And then we play the finals. Like last year, we invited the Northside boys.
Mhm.
For the teams that did not qualify, they came together and play against the Northside boys on the final day, just before the final game.
Uh-huh.
So we always involve the community, the Cameroon community as well,
Mhm.
and then we also intend to play some friendly games as we usually do among the teams here in Columbus, and also go out there. But we're also thinking of the possibility of a one-day tournament that will involve all the Cameroonian teams here in Columbus and some that will come from outside. So when we will draw up that schedule and everything is certain, we'll make it public.
Perfect. Jarvis, what is it that you would hit your chest and say, this is what I have had as my legacy as president. Even when my mandate expires, this is what I'll leave behind.
A lot. I'm so proud of the love and unity amongst us. We did not start like this. We started with like 8 members. Now we have over 400 members under my leadership and growing. So I'm so proud of that.
Beautiful. All right, we'll be getting the last word from everybody, beginning from Bruno. I know you guys. Before I got on this interview, I mentioned it to somebody, and they said this group, you need to go to their events, their parties. It's always, I mean, you always be blown away. So, any parties coming up?
Not really, but what I know is we always have our end of year occasions. So
Okay.
we are still to have LGA to sit and plan for all that.
Beautiful. Bet your last word before we run off.
Oh,
Any wishes for your group?
thank you so much, and thanks Apex Radio for this golden opportunity in order to hear our voices as Mwvt FC.
Beautiful. Christian, your last word. We're about to run off.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Ennis. I'm happy to be one of the pioneer founder of this group, and we started with 8 members, as the president and the coach stated earlier, and we are up to 400 and counting today. All the achievements we've had, it has been great being part of this, and I would like to say, Tsatipela Betabumu,
I like that.
Le Cameroonian.
Tell us what you said.
I was greeting my mother's fathers who are watching us, because most of them are watching us here in Columbus and back home.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Mr. Discipline Master, last word from you.
Yeah, thank you so much for receiving us here today. It's been a pleasure. So before I give my last word, I just want to mention that every year we try to make sure that what we had the previous year is amplified, and we have something more than that. Last year we had a Mother's Day for our women. We made sure that they were proud to be mothers. This year we are going to do the same, and we hope to make it much better, and we are encouraging everybody to come on board. As well as our competition, we will be looking at making our competition in such a way that every game we have a halftime show. That will help our community artists, because we do have all spheres of people within our team. We do have musicians, comedians, poets, and so on, dancers. We are looking at how we can promote all that through sport, mental health through sport. So all that put together, we are promising a brighter future for this team.
Perfect. Coach, when is your next training session?
My next training session is tomorrow, Sunday.
Tomorrow, Sunday.
Yeah,
What
like
time?
I said,
And where
4
precisely?
p.m. It's on the east side of town.
Okay.
Yes, so the address is posted in the group every Sunday, and my players will show up.
Okay.
And then we'll play as usual. So I'm using this opportunity to encourage everyone to find a way to exercise in this country, because it's important for your mental health. And I'm also encouraging parents out here who have kids, get them out there, get them involved in sports activities. So let them get something doing. Like they always say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop.
An idle mind is the devil's workshop. Get yourself busy, do some exercise to keep fit. Mr. President, I would like you to use this opportunity to pay tribute to some individuals or maybe companies or whoever has supported Mwvt FC in one way or the other.
Okay, Mr. Ennis, thank you for this opportunity. I would like to thank you first for hosting us, and I would thank my members who show up and my executive, the entire Mwvt FC listening to us right now, the entire Cameroon community, both in the US and out. Then I would like to thank our brother Pabeta, who always supply us water. He's been doing that for years for free. Then I would thank our brother Tapiro.
Go ahead.
Our brother Tapiro, he's been with us since day one, and asked for a little bit of prayer for him. He's home injured. If not, he would have been here supporting. Then I also like to thank Malcolm as well, and wishing everyone a good evening.
Perfect. We'll come back for you to give your contacts to the audience before we leave. But just to announce that on February the 27th this year, just like you Global Foundation, in conjunction with Bantu Hope Foundation, will be organizing a Teen Abuse Awareness Month event under the theme Know the Signs, Break the Cycle. Know the Signs, Break the Cycle. It's a Teen Abuse Awareness Month event that will take place on February the 27th at 3184 West Broad Street. 3184 West Broad Street. So that event will be taking place there. Take your teenage kids there so they can express themselves. Like I said, it's organized under the theme Know the Signs, Break the Cycle. So remember, February is the Teen Abuse Awareness Month. And that event is organized by Just Like You Global Foundation in conjunction with the Bantu Hope Foundation, and still organized by Just Like You Global Foundation, is a free Women's Day special event that comes up on March the 8th this year under the theme for all women and girls rights, equality, and empowerment. Is organized by Just Like You Foundation. Like I said, the event takes place at 480 Rocky Fork Boulevard, Gahanna, Ohio. It's taking place on March the 8th, and it begins from 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And in April of this year, we'll be having the premiere of When Love Happens at the Phoenix Lennox Theater. When Love Happens is a new movie directed by Cotto Davis. The event will be organized here in Columbus by Emmanuel Pay. That is, of course, the first lap of the premiere in the United States of America in Columbus. The movie will be premiered in other cities around the country. We'll be coming back to that event subsequently on Apex One Radio. So, how can they get you on social media, telephone contacts, emails, and so on?
Yeah, we do have a Facebook page where we share our events and our activities. It's Mwvt FC on Facebook, and we have an email. I don't have it offered, but we do have an email that we can reach out to. I'm sure somebody online is going to type it on the chat. We do have members watching online now. If somebody can remember that email, please just type it on the chat so our viewers can have it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming. We want to say one last word, maybe.
Yes. So we want to use this opportunity to invite Apex Radio for our launching coming up in June this year, 2025.
Definitely Apex One Radio will be there. Trust us, we'll do that. Thank you so much. And I guess this community is very proud of what you are doing. They may not be saying that publicly everywhere, every day, but the community is very proud of the distance, the more community, and of course, your football organization has covered so far. You make the community proud. We're looking forward to seeing more of what you will do. Good luck in all your endeavors, and thank you so much for making it to Apex One Radio this day. And for those of you out there, thank you so much for staying glued to Apex One Radio. If you were watching us on Facebook, YouTube, we want to say thank you so much. If you're listening to us on the Apex One radio website. Thank you so much. If you were on the TuneIn app, thank you. If you're listening to us on Radio Guardian, we want to say thank you so much. Marcel Adid was the producer of this show. He was working in the background from Valsut in Germany. My name is Ernest Kanjo. I'll be with you again next week for another edition of Apex Snapshot. And until we meet next week, it is bye-bye from this end. Do have a fantastic rest of the week.